Ladies and gentlemen, India has a fresh maritime challenge at hand, one that is coming from the Arabian Sea. As we speak, there is some good news coming in. Indian Naval Commandos on board INS Chennai have managed to rescue the crew of a merchant vessel that had been hijacked, possibly by Somalian pirates. Now, the 15-member crew is Indian, but the vessel was carrying a Liberian flag. The Navy's surveillance aircraft had first established contact with them, and they had said that all people on board are safe, which means all the crew members, all of whom are Indian. At least 15 of them are Indian out of the 21. They are secure. Then INS Chennai was launched. It reached the spot. It launched its helicopters to shadow the vessel. Warnings were issued. Post that, we had highly trained Marine Commandos who went onto the ship, who went onto this merchant vessel, rescued all the 21 people on board, and then, as we speak, we believe the vessel is being sanitized. Essentially, what that means is that naval commandos are trying to see if there were more than these 5 to 6 men, armed men, who had hijacked the ship, and if they are, where are they? Can they cause damage to the ship? Now, it was yesterday evening that an SOS was sent out by the crew of this merchant vessel that about 6 to 7 armed men had taken over the vessel, MV Lila Norfolk. That is the name of the vessel. As India mobilized its wartime assets, a multinational force that operates in the region was also keeping a very close track of this hijacked vessel. Now, the region where this hijack had happened is known for its piracy attempts. Last month, there were 3, including one which saw a drone attack as well. The Navy says that these pirate strikes are coming precariously close to India's shores, which means its exclusive economic zone. The maritime security challenge in the Arabian Sea is coming at a time when the Red Sea has become a red-hot concern, with Yemen-based Houthi rebels attacking cargo ships. Ladies and gentlemen, just to put it in perspective, 80% of the world's trade flows through oceans, which is why maritime security, the security of trade routes and cargo ships, is critical to the world. Let me go straight across to Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha, who is joining us on the broadcast. Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha, you're a former Chief of Integrated Defense Staff. You're joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for your time. Could you help us understand what exactly would have happened in the moments when INS Chennai reaches close to this hijacked ship? We understand there were some warnings sent off, but when was the last time we heard of Marcos, which is naval commandos, actually get on to a merchant vessel and rescue people who have been hijacked?
Well, thank you, Shreya, for getting me on your program. And secondly, very happy New Year to your viewers, and namaskar. It's a very classic naval operation in the peacetime. The salience of communication security is the prime task of the Indian Navy, for that matter, any Navy. And therefore, they are always present in the restricted or the areas like Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, and, on the Straits of Hormuz and outside. In this case, once Chennai gets closer, they will make an announcement on the public broadcast system that, if so-and-so can hear, those who are steering the ship, if you're taking the ship under your control, please respond. This is the Indian Naval Warship, and you can be attacked if you don't surrender. So this kind of warning is done. There are a number of times that the warning is supposed to be given. Thereafter, if it doesn't, then the commanding officer chooses either to launch or send the Marcos in a helicopter, or send the Marcos in a fast boat, which is lowered from the ship, and they go with fully armed and weapons. And once they have reached the ship, if they have gone by a boat, then as you know that, they have to make a temporary arrangement of, throwing some rope on the, and the grapnel anchor, so that, you can go and climb by the rope onto the ship. And once they go onto the ship, they're all armed. They are ready that in case they are attacked from any side, they will respond back immediately. And they're looking around all the time. You must have seen in the movies, as they do with the guns on. And then they move to the control room, which is the bridge. And in this case, the bridge was manned by the crew, but the hijackers or attempted hijackers were in a different compartment from where they were steering the ship or giving orders to steer. Once the commandos reached the ship's bridge, thereafter they would actually guide the crew to start talking to the hijackers who are in a different compartment in a manner that they want, to tell them that, look, if you don't surrender in so and so time, we have got armed people on board who are going to blow you up. In the meantime,
Okay.
they mustered all the Indian crew, and there are Filipinos, 6 Filipinos, I believe, all the crews into the bridge so that they are
Correct.
safe. Having sanitized the upper deck, sanitization means that there are no enemies, there is nobody who's going to attack. Similarly, they will go deck-wise down below. In the meantime, the crew have been mustered in one place and they are put in a citadel. And that citadel is an isolation zone, so that now if the commandos have to use some explosive to get those people, the other people out, the hijackers out from a compartment, then they can use a grenade or something like that. But what happens is that they will again warn that if you are in this compartment, come out, otherwise we'll blow this compartment. Right? So this is how they go about till such time either they surrender or these people have to blow, and thereafter, it's an encounter, it's a shooting encounter. So that is how it happens.
Okay. Okay. Vice Admiral Sinha, can I then ask you before I let you go? We do understand that there are 4 Indian naval ships in the Arabian Sea for anti-piracy missions. We do understand that. But in the last 35 days, this is the 4th such hijacking attempt in the Arabian Sea. What we are also being told is that it is happening perilously close to India's shores, very close to India's exclusive economic zone. Is there any particular reason for that? Is that something that India should worry about?
Well, Shreya, I mean, you got a very good question, really. My own sense is, particularly today's, actually the thing which is happening, it's not, you cannot separate it from the war which is going on in Yemen. And because of the Israel-Hamas war, the action being taken by the Houthis against the merchant ships in Red Sea is possibly one of the reasons why these hijackings are taking place. As you know, Houthis are not a sort of organization which is recognized as possibly as a terrorist organization, and it seems that they're supported by Iran, and Iran is under sanctions. So therefore, there is a shortage of money, and my own belief is that every piracy attempt is actually linked to some terror organization where they actually hijack money goes. The Somali pirates are only pawns. They are given some $500-600 and they do the act. But the actual hijack ransom goes to a terrorist organization. We have not been able to find out so far as to where does it go. So I would believe that this is linked to the action which is taking place as a revenge to the Israel-Hamas, number one. Secondly, should India worry? Yes. It was just about 220 miles from our Gujarat coast at some point in time. It is quite possible that some of our adversaries are taking advantage. Or this attack has been launched from another ship where the drones are parked, berthed. They're kept on the ship and they have been sent as a target to target a ship which is heading for an Indian port. So there is quite possibility, very difficult to say, but I think the investigations are going on right now on the ship which was damaged. It is confirmed that it is a drone attack. Now they will have to see what make is the drone from, who all are using these drones. So all that is a little long process, and I think sooner or later, Shreya, we will get to the root.
Vice Admiral Sinha, thank you very much for your time, and more importantly, thank you very much for your perspective here on Mirror Now. You're saying that it's very possible that the hijacking that we have seen in the Arabian Sea with 15 Indian crew members on board could be linked to the wars that are currently being fought in 2 parts of the world. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Admiral, for joining us.
Thank you, Shreya.